Live from the campus of Washington and Lee University, this is a Channel 18 Rockbridge News Update.
Welcome back to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Rosella Gabriel.
And I'm Polly Niskova.
Results are in and there is a new mayor in Lexington. Frank Friedman has won the race with 54.08% of the vote. That's 1,254 votes over Chuck Smith, who had 45% of the vote with 100% of the precincts reporting.
And results are also in for Lexington's city council race. Marilyn Alexander, Michelle Hentz, and Leslie Strong are new Lexington city councilors. Marilyn Alexander and Leslie Strong got 1,117 votes.
Results for the race to the White House are also rolling in. Presidential candidates Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are watching closely as results from a few key swing states are tallied across the country. Hillary Clinton has 41% of the vote. Donald Trump has 54% of the vote with 33% of the precincts reporting.
And here in Virginia, in the city of Lexington, with 100% of the precincts reporting, Hillary Clinton is leading Donald Trump 65.5% to Donald Trump's 27%.
Virginia voters have chosen a representative for the 6th district seat in the U.S. House of Representatives. Robert Goodlatte will keep his incumbency with 67% of the vote to Kai Degner's 32% with 36.89% of the precincts reporting.
We heard earlier from our own Ford Carson that local Democratic Party members are prepared to challenge Congressman Bob Goodlatte with their standard bearer, Kai Degner. Now, we'll check back in with Ford to see what the scene is at the Horse Center. Ford?
Thanks, guys. The Virginia Horse Center has really picked up since we last spoke to you. People are getting really excited behind me, especially as results start trickling in for swing states like Florida and North Carolina. One of the more exciting moments of the night was when Jay Clark stood up to thank supporters, canvassers, and volunteers, many of whom have been working really hard recently to get the word out, many of whom also have been working for 11 and 12 hours today to canvass via phone to Roanoke and then Northern Virginia. One of the younger supporters here today I'm standing with right now, Miss Emma Worth, 17-year-old Fall Clinton fellow. Emma, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Well, of course, first things first, we've heard a lot of support for you and your effectiveness in the Democratic movement regionally. Can you speak to why you're working so hard for the Clinton campaign when you're too young to vote?
Yeah, well, first of all, because I've just moved to Virginia, I've just moved to Lexington. I'm from Kentucky originally, and I just figured that this was the best way that I could become involved in the community here. And especially since I can't vote, I feel that this is one of the only ways that I'm going to be able to get my voice heard this election.
Well, we spoke to your mom moments ago about how there's a phone bank set up in your home. Can you describe why you chose to do that?
Yeah, so the office that the Democratic we have is pretty small, and it's hard to get a bunch of people in there to make calls at once. And when you do have those people, it gets really crowded and it's hard to hear. So we just realized that, we've just moved into this home about a month ago, and we can really put it to use now. And so we've had people in all weekend, today, yesterday, and I put up signs all over my house, which is pretty wild to think about, that it's happening like where I am right now. Like my brother woke up on Saturday morning and he walked downstairs and saw all these people making calls, and it just surprised him so much.
Sure. Well, the last thing, can we expect to see your name on the ballot in 2036?
I'd really like that. That would be really wonderful.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining us. We'll be right around here for another 90 minutes, but we hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Back to you guys in the station.
Thanks, Ford.
Coming up after the break, Keenan Willard is live at the Republican Party gathering in Lexington. He'll have more on the called Lexington mayor's race and the 6th district seat up for grabs.
And later, Washington and Lee politics professor and presidential scholar Bob Strong will join us to talk about the significance of this race and how Virginia might play a part.
I can fix them,
do all 10
sparks from
digits.
dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire.
You got it, Booker?
And that could be scary.
Okay.
That's good? No.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
He's on his way. He doesn't even know that we're here. Is he okay? Please tell me he's okay.
Laura.
Okay, try to call him again.
There's no signal.
Try.
Nothing's working.
Well, just
Everything's
try.
down.
This is so bad. He's out there by himself.
Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov.
Welcome back to the Rockbridge Report. Joining us now is Professor Bob Strong of Washington and Lee's Politics Department. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, tell us more about the significance of this race.
Well, every presidential election is claimed to be significant by its participants. This one, I think, actually deserves some extra recognition. We may very well elect the first woman to serve as President of the United States, and if we don't, we will elect one of the most unusual candidates to run for that office in modern history.
Well, how is Virginia important to Clinton and Trump tonight?
Virginia has, for the last couple of weeks, been counted as a state likely to go for Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party. If that prediction, based on a series of polls, turns out to be wrong, then a lot of other predictions throughout the evening could also turn out not to have been accurate. So I'm going to be looking carefully about how they call Virginia. The likely outcome, from what we know from before the polls opened this morning, is that Hillary Clinton will win. But we have to wait and see.
That's right. Well, as a presidential scholar, do you have any predictions as we go further into the night?
I've been spending months making predictions, reading polls, and out of respect for the electoral process, this is the day to stop making predictions. This is the day when people actually express their will, and we should patiently wait and see what it is.
Well, thank you so much, Professor Strong.
Thank you.
Well, now we go back to Keenan Willard, who is live in downtown Lexington with the new mayor, Frank Friedman. Keenan?
All right, let's get rolling. Make sure the shirt is loud and proud. I'm here with Mayoral-elect Frank Friedman here, and it looks like the shirt paid off for you, Mr. Friedman. You must be on top of the world right now.
Living in Lexington, you got to be on top of the world. No, life is good. Congratulations to the other folks that won the council races, and to all the candidates who ran, and especially to the citizens of Lexington who couldn't lose with the candidates they had.
Definitely. Did tonight go the way that you thought it would? Any indicators that made you think that it was going to end up this way?
I've never been able to forecast Lexington elections, so I had no expectations other than elated to have a beautiful sunshiny day and lots of kind, nice people in Lexington. And to cap it off at Blue Lab and celebrate with some friends is terrific.
Mr. Friedman, what would you chalk up tonight's win to?
The citizens of Lexington coming out and voting. We had huge numbers. There was a long line all day, but Chuck ran a great campaign. It was lots of fun. We stumbled over each other on doorsteps and then all day today. He's a good guy, and so, as I say, Lexington couldn't lose with the folks that they had running.
Mr. Friedman, what do you plan to do going forward?
First thing tomorrow morning is get up and go to work after walking the dogs. It's a necessary thing to do. But just looking forward to working with the new council members that were elected and with the current sitting folks, just helping people to get together, work together, and keep Lexington on a good trend.
All right, all right. I hate to talk policy on a celebration night, but what would you say is going to be your biggest point of emphasis now that you've secured the office?
The thing I've talked to, there are two things. I won't let you get away with just one. Two things I've talked about during the campaign. Number one is economic empowerment and working with RANA for folks to be able to come to Lexington and do high-speed internet access and take care of things. And the other is just attitude. Lexington's a great place. The speaking tradition at Washington Lee is fantastic, and hope that folks working together in Lexington will make for a better situation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first, straight from the mouth of our new mayor, Frank Friedman. Back to you.
Thanks, Keenan.
And now we'll check back in with Bryn McCarthy. How's the weather looking tonight, Bryn?
Thanks, Rosella. Today's weather is indeed perfect for Election Day. With a lack of rain and relatively clear skies, Virginia voters were able to get out and cast their ballots with no problem. Today's high is 67 degrees with a low of 45. There's incredibly low wind speeds of just 7 miles per hour and a humidity of 54%. Moving to our regional map, it is clear that temperatures throughout Virginia ranged throughout the 60s. There was cloud cover over all of Virginia, adding to the good voting conditions, with a high ranging from 55 in Covington up to 65 in Charlottesville. Moving to our 5-day forecast, Frank Friedman supporters will be glad to know that this weekend is forecasted to be sunny. Tomorrow we are expecting showers with a high of 57 and a low of 36. But this weekend, from Thursday through Sunday, we are expecting sunshine with highs in the 60s and lows in the 30s, except for Saturday should get a little bit cooler with a high of 52 and a low of 28. Perfect celebrating conditions for Frank Friedman supporters. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Bryn. The two constitutional amendments Virginia voters saw on their ballots today. In the first of the proposals, voters are deciding on a right-to-work amendment. The amendment would ban union membership as a condition to work in the state. Virginia has a state statute that provides for the right to work, but the constitutional provision would discourage future General Assemblies from changing the law. Statewide, the no ballot won by 53% with 859 votes.
Coming up in about an hour on the Rockbridge Report, we'll have more on the race for president and how Rockbridge locals are voting.
And later, more on Virginia's constitutional amendments and other local races. Be sure to tune in at 10 p.m. for another edition of the Rockbridge Report. Until then, follow us on Twitter and on our website, rockbridgereport.wlu.edu.